I declare open the Legislative Assembly Legal and Social Issues public hearing for support for older Victorians from migrant and refugee backgrounds.
It's difficult for us to quantify how many carers are from CALD backgrounds or who might be caring from someone from a CALD background.
One of the main issues leading to the poor mental health of older migrant and refugee women is social isolation.
Fundamentally, we believe it's imperative that older people from migrant and refugee communities are supported with culturally appropriate resources delivered in an accessible way.
I'm just interested if you've got any knowledge or statistics in relation to the incidence of dementia in the multicultural community. Is it any different than the broader community, to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, there is projected to be a big increase in multicultural communities living with dementia into the future. Part of it is just the ageing cohort, but part of it also, I think, where we need much more research to understand what's happening, is whether the dementia prevention and risk reduction messages are actually filtering into those communities. And my sense of from the research we're doing and understanding is that it is not.
Do you know at this point how carers might deal with the language barriers and interpreters and those sorts of things? Are they issues that are confronted by people now?
We have a few bilingual workers on our team, but we do rely on translation services and interpretation services. There's never quite enough translation services. There's never quite enough specific services, but certainly something we do see in our work in the Melbourne's West.
In relation to communicating potential risks, particularly amongst the multicultural communities, to financial institutions, has any thought been given to that, or is any work being done?
It hasn't been part of our work specifically. We have worked with banks and we have done a lot of work on them being aware of elder abuse and what they might be able to do in relation to it, but not multicultural specific.
What is the best way in terms of communication forward? Like you said, even have on-site interpreter, but would on-call interpreter, access to that would also help, or is there any other better way from your point of view?
We've done some research at NARI, and where, it was just looking at a cognitive assessment for dementia and to try and understand the difference between an interpreter being face-to-face with the client and the clinician versus all three of them being remote. There was no major substantive difference we could find. The quality was relatively the same. It saves money. That's a good thing. And it's interpreters very much appreciate that because they don't get paid for their travel time when they have to go between jobs. So they can do more jobs sitting at home and the quality is relatively the same. It's not the gold standard, but it is definitely a viable model. So I would certainly say, especially in rural and regional areas, where it is harder to find interpreters, particularly in languages that are less widely spoken, it's a good model that can work.